United Nations Security Council met on Friday over the pager blasts in Lebanon targeting Hezbollah. The United Nations denounced the detonation of handheld communication devices used by Hezbollah operatives in Lebanon this week, saying that the attack violated international law and could constitute a war crime. UN's High Commissioner for Human Rights, Volker Turk, has asked for investigation in the circumstances of these explosions and said that international humanitarian law prohibits the use of booby-trap devices in the form of apparently harmless portable objects.
National humanitarian law prohibits the use of booby-trap devices in the form of apparently harmless portable objects which are specifically designed and constructed to contain explosive material. It is a war crime to commit violence intended to spread terror among civilians. I call again for an independent, thorough, and transparent investigation into the circumstances of these explosions. Those who ordered and carried out these attacks must be held to account.
All right, our correspondent Akshay Dongre is joining us to get us more on this. Akshay, good morning. Now, we've just given a broad outline of the special UNSC session, which talked of the pager blasts in Lebanon. Get us more as to how significant and how binding was this session? What transpired in the session to begin with?
Well, Preeti, a very good morning to you and to all of our viewers. First of all, let's begin with who exactly called this emergency session. So Syria, which is part of the non-permanent members this year of the United Nations Security Council, had called for this emergency meeting over the pager blasts in Lebanon on behalf of the Arab states. Now, talking about this meeting, you have questioned about how binding was this meeting. So no resolution was passed. There was no, resolution called to take any decision as such. Since no resolution was passed, the meeting was, or the decisions that have been taken are absolutely not binding. But also, the thing that has been raked up on several occasions, in fact, by India, by several other countries that are not part of the permanent structure of the United Nations Security Council, despite India being the largest country, and the outdated structure of the United Nations, the United Nations Security Council, the sanctity of these kind of emergency meetings are also now in question big time. In fact, the meeting was called, there was some bickering. Israel blamed Lebanon, Israel blamed Hezbollah, it also blamed other Arab states of funding the war. It said that it did not seek war, it did not initiate war when it was attacked on 8th of October, when on the same day when Hezbollah launched multiple rockets, in fact hundreds of rockets in the northern part of the country which borders with Lebanon. On the other hand, we saw Syria and other countries, Syria especially representing the Arab states, said that war crimes are being committed by Israel. So all in all, some sort of bickering took place, blame game took place, but ultimately no binding resolution, no decision that can be taken by a body, or rather is expected to be taken up by a body such as United Nations took place. So that was another disappointment coming in from the United Nations, especially the United Nations Security Council. So the bigger question that is coming out of such kind of conflict, be it the Ukraine-Russia conflict or the war that's going on in the West Asia, the relevance of the United Nations Security Council, these kind of meetings that are being called is also being questioned on multiple occasions. At times it has been questioned by one side of the conflict. On the other hand, it has been questioned by the other side of conflict as well. Or in all, both the sides are unhappy with the structure as it is of the United Nations, especially the United Nations Security Council, that is expected to take some stern decision and is expected to be an inclusive organization to take measures to avoid such kind of conflicts. While a meeting took place, emergency session was called. We just heard the Undersecretary of the United Nations Security Council saying that there should be an investigation, but then again the buck stop at asking the question that who exactly is going to ensure that everything that is being said by the United Nations is also being implemented on the ground and the parties agree to it. So all in all, that was the conclusion of this emergency meeting with absolutely no relevance taking place on the ground and no impact on the ongoing conflict whatsoever.
All right, Akshay, we'll leave it here. Thank you for joining in with those details.